Okay. Got my 40-watt UV sterilizer. It says open immediately. I wasn't home because it snowed. I didn't manage to get home last night, but I got home today. So this is about as immediately as we can get. Let's see what we have. Lots of pseudo packing. Wow. Gonna mount that bad boy up on the wall, I guess. It's gonna be interesting. Assume that's the glass tube I need to check. That's okay. Connector parts, looks like basically a union that goes on top of those. And there's an adapter for the union to go 1.5 inches down to, looks like a really small hose. Maybe it's a 1-inch hose. So if I want to soft plumb that, I can, they've got all the materials in there. Smart UV systems, so got the manual in here. Really beefy power cord and a really beefy power supply. All of which is going to get mounted on the wall someplace. Alright. Let's take a quick look at the glass. It's pretty well packed. Pair of tubes. Assume this bigger one is the crystal and the smaller one is the bulb. Feels intact. Incorrect. Bigger one is the bulb. Smaller one is the crystal. Cap it.
What are you doing down there?
Opening up the UV.
Who are you talking to?
YouTube.
Oh.
You're in the video.
No, why?
Because you're talking to me.
Right now?
Yeah. Okay. And there's the crystal tube. Again, looks intact. Good. I'm not going to unwrap that nearly as much. It's not going to get installed anytime soon. But got it here. Okay, here's what I'm thinking about for installing this. Going to go with a vertical install. The input goes into the bottom end and we come back out through the top. I was planning on tying it in off of the manifold up here. I'm rethinking that for a couple of reasons. One, I'd like to be able to control the flow through this independently. The manifold has lots of dependencies between the different taps off of there. And I find that I spend a lot of time balancing things back and forth when I open something up that wasn't previously opened up a long way. The other big reason I'm rethinking that is I've still got this original Jabo pump that I started with. It's a DCT 1200. It throws out crazy flow, but I think I can run it on the lowest setting and just use it specifically for this UV. And that way I can turn off the pump and the UV together, so maybe if I don't want to run them all the time, I can do that. What I've done over here in the sump, and I started this a while ago with this thought, I had sand in here originally, which I put in before I even added my refugium. So I scraped all the sand out. I'm going to throw the extra pump in here, And I'm going to suck water from here and I'm going to put it back into here so that I don't run the main pump dry. So it'll just be a little closed loop and back. Yeah, I'll sterilize the same water some amount, but yeah, it's probably not going to be that bad. So I'm going to hard plumb it because I'm PVC addicted. Got a new 10-foot piece of 1 inch. Gonna cut this guy off, throw a new connector on the top. I've got, yeah, been to Home Depot again. Got a handful of couplers and pipes. The one thing I am gonna do is down at the bottom, I'm gonna throw in this guy with a little valve at the bottom so I can bleed the water out of the whole unit if I want to turn it off. It won't be, I'll make a mess if I don't have a way to get the water out of everything, let it drain down. So I'm going to do that with an extra valve on the bottom, and that's, those are my thoughts for right now. See how far I get. Starting to take shape. Nothing's glued or even finished, but thinking I don't want this to come out here. I think I want to stay below the glass and bring it over and up and out, and that way if I put a lid over this part later to reduce evaporation, that would be good. Unless I've already got a pipe coming out here. Across and down, obviously I need a taller piece. Here's what I've done down here. Got a connector and an elbow with a side piece off of it. Again, not glued, but it gives me a place to sort of bring a spigot out. It's roughly the lowest spot on the thing. I'm not going to really be able to get much of a cup underneath there or anything, but I'll be able to bleed a little water out at a time, I guess. Might be painful. I may hate myself. Probably will. Okay, I've got everything roughed in. So, flow is from the pump up through a reducer, across, down into bottom of the UV, flows up through the UV, back up over the top, and into basically where we came from. I think I'm going to extend this over here and point it that way, and that kind of makes me feel better about not double UVing the same water. That's where we're at. I need to finish making some salt water so I can have extra salt to fill this with. So I don't test it till tomorrow. I got to put in the crystal or the quartz sleeve as well. So get it assembled, and then we'll start wiring up everything over here. So let me talk about what I'm going to do over here. So I'm going to mount the other controller on the board, and both of these guys are going to get plugged into the Apex. So I have to go figure out how to do some programming on the Apex so that the pump comes on and runs a little bit before the UV turns on. Okay, I got the pump hooked up. Just kind of pushing back into that section. I did take this off, did a quick little water test with a jug. Yeah, ballpark, I'm saying it's about 7.5 gallons a minute. I don't know if that's too fast or not. I will have to play with that. I'll have to go look things up. Just doing a leak test at this point. Got a paper towel down there. I'll let that go. So I'm just going to let it run for a little bit. I've got the paper towel on the end. I've got the quartz sleeve in the end of this. So far so good, that's dry. I'm going to let it run for maybe an hour or something. Go upstairs, make a pizza or something. And come back and check it, maybe put in the bulb afterwards. Well, it's a couple hours later. That That's pretty dry. That's good. The paper towel test. Good. We pass. Okay. Everything else in here, I think we're good. Maybe we can light this thing up. Get a bulb in there. It's running. Guess you can kind of see that. Yeah. Okay. No leaks. We're good to go for now. What I've done right now is I've just hard plugged them in. I need to go figure out how to program the Apex to control them, and I think I'm going to actually only run this part of the day. I don't know why, but it seems like I should only do that. But you know, I've added more PVC to my system because I'm just trying to catch up with Jeff at Daily Reefing. Thanks for watching.